Hey, in 2015, Mysterium released, this was one of the huge hits at Gen Con, a very, very popular and successful murder mystery solving game. And today what I'm going to do is do an unboxing and an overview of the Mysterium Hidden Signs expansion, which is going to add some new cards to the game. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open this up and we are going to take a look at the cards that are inside. So I've gone ahead and removed the shrink from this because I was getting some glare from the light. But before I get this opened up, one thing that I wanted to point out on the back is that this is a first reproduction, and so I'm going to include the exclusive promo cards from the base game, which gave an additional character, location, and a weapon. And I happen to have had a set already from before I have these. So if any of you have this already, you're going to get another set in here. But I'm going to point out that there was some artistic differences between these and them, at least in the copy that I saw last night, because a friend of mine had purchased a copy. We played a couple rounds of Mysterium with the new cards. But if you don't have this, they're going to come in the first printing of Hidden Signs. So let's open this up and we'll take a look at what's inside. So we open up the box, and the first thing that we have is there's a letter that is written to Alma. And essentially in this letter, what it does is explains that there is now, again, supernatural presence in the mansion, and so they are asking for people to come back, and new people are coming as well. And so you can see this letter written. On the back is going to tell us what all of the components are. We're going to get 42 new vision cards, and then we're also going to get 6 new characters, new locations, and new objects. And then also down at the bottom it's going to talk about the promotional cards. So and there's a couple of directions. Add the characters, expansions right into the base game, shuffle them up. And this does not change or add any rules to the game, so it's going to be the same rules as the base game. So we're going to have our object cards, and I'm going to open those up. We have our vision cards. These are going to be all of our locations and people, and then of course we will have all of the cards that will go to the ghost in there. Just an insert in here. I'm going to also take a look and see if this fits in the box or not. I'll move this off to the side. So the first thing we'll do is take a look at these new vision cards. So let me just cut this on the side and open this up. And one thing for sure, it's always nice to have new cards for Mysterium. So we'll take a look at these. Yeah, with this ostrich, umbrellas, this cooler with ice and a tree growing out of it, more umbrellas, looks like from Alice in Wonderland. We've got that caterpillar, stairwell with the red ribbon, some mystical spacey looking thing. Some forest pictures, lots of things right here, especially with this round, and that cross is good for giving clues for windows. Snowman, the sailfish in the soup, this one here. So lots of different cool cards. This one, a buzzard with some fruit. This one's kind of an interesting card. We played this last night. You can do so many things with this one. This is a really difficult one to use because you've got trees, water, doors, lots of green on there. So interesting one here with the tortoise with the blades on them. So we got flying tortoises. So lots of new things that you just be able to add into the game. So we've got 42 of these different vision cards that are going to add into the game. So this is always a nice addition to the game, because I know that after a while we started running low on the cards. So, and the next thing we do is we'll open up these, take a look at these cards here, and we'll set them off to some of them off to the side because I'm going to do a comparison in a minute. But we are going to have, these are going to be the locations. And one of the things that we should pay attention to in this, let me get through is that any of the promotional cards will be listed as P1 and P2 and P3 in the other one. And so this was this is the promotional character, this gardener with the hedges, and the location is this particular dining room looking thing with the it's like a seance room actually with the crystal ball there. So those are marked as P1 and P2, and I'm going to set those off to the side. The rest of these are going to be numbered with HS on there, so you know that these are coming from the Hidden Signs expansion. So we've got these particular 6 locations. So now we have this, it's kind of like almost like a hunter's room or whatever. It looks like we've got a couple of bird specimens here, the shark jaw. We've got this open cabinet. We have this swampy area with this tree in the middle. This looks like a big, like a grand foyer, almost like looks like you could have like a dance floor there. We have this other area with, looks like a laundry and a washing area. We have this other entrance, wagon with this nice round door. And then we have this laboratory with the skeleton and stuff there. So those are the 6 new locations that come in the game. And we have 6 new characters too, and these are also labeled with the HS for Hidden Signs. So we have a maid, and now we have, looks like a toy maker. Got some blocks there, makes a doll, a little train. We have an architect. So architect tools, a square, compass. We have a jockey. So you can see his riding crop. Stopwatch there. We have this other woman, looks like, with some of the things that she has, that she's into making some sort of little concoctions here. And then finally we have, looks almost like he's either a locksmith or a handyman, because he's got some tools, but there's some metallic things that are on there. So those are the new characters that come in here. And finally we're going to get to the new objects. So open that up. And the promo in this one, this promotional one, is a Ouija board. I know that because I remember seeing it. Let me see if I can get this cut. I always don't like the small cards. I'm trying to get the shrink off there. There we go. All right. So the P3 is going to be the Ouija board. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And then, again, HS for all of them. And we have now, looks almost like a jack-in-the-box, this block. We have one of these, you use it like it's a bellows for the fireplace to stoke a fire. We have a bear trap. We have a stamp. We have a skate. And we have a golf club. So new objects that are in there. So some new things that are going to add into our copy of Mysterium. Now the one thing that I want to do is take a look at the promos from the original set, and I want to do a comparison because I noticed there were some differences in the print quality. So this is the Ouija board that is that came as the promo set. So I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to get the new one. And if you notice, there is going to be, this is rather similar if we look at these. However, the new one, it's a little more gray, a little darker on this side than the original printing. So if you look at them, there's a lot more gray, and So you can see that this one is a little more muted than the new ones. We look at our characters, and this is the new one, this is the original. And if you look at the shading, again, this is lighter, and there's not as much. This is just, it's more muted. So if you look at the two, there's going to be more vibrant colors in the promotional set than here. So you look at there's more shadowing around the eyes and everything. So definitely a difference there. And then finally, the other promotional things, we look at the two rooms, and there's significant difference in this one. If you look at them side by side, this is darker and has a better, more definition around the windows than this muted one here. So just wanted to show you a little bit of the difference of all the cards that come into the Hidden Signs expansion. So we played with it last night, and just adds new variety with these cards are great, and then adding new characters, it's just going to add more variety to the game, and it's going to breathe new life into it, especially for people who've been playing Mysterium for a while. So the next thing I'm going to do is check and see if this will fit into the original box. Okay, so I took all the cards and I was able to add them into the box, and it will fit, but there's going to be some overflow. But what I did was I was actually able to fit all of the object cards. They fit flush in there, and then I added, these are all the object cards for the ghosts, and it does fit, and there's actually room for a couple more cards in there. What I did was I have my character cards, and I have some of the location cards that I posted here, and they're going to be over the lid now, so those will slide. And because the reason is when you add 42 of these new vision cards, these are going to be spilling over the top, and there's still kind of a stack there. And I have some of them underneath on the bottom. So actually what I might do is take a few more of these and put them on this side, and this will be a little bit more cramped, but I will still be able to fit all of my pieces in here and close the box. So for those of you who are concerned about that kind of stuff, we still are able to throw all of our different pieces in here, and still able to put the board in and the rules for everything that goes in here. I'll even throw this in the back, and spot for the promo cards, which with these I no longer need them. I'm going to give them to a friend of mine who has Mysterium, and we're actually able to close the box, and if we look, it's able to fit. So everything will fit in the box, so that's good. So real quick, just a thought on this Mysterium Hidden Signs. This is definitely a good addition to this expansion. Now we have a lot more to work with. It's going to breathe new life into the game for people who have been playing it a lot, because we have 6 new characters, 6 new locations, 6 new objects, but more importantly, we've got 42 new vision cards to add to this game. So if you are a fan of Mysterium and looking for more, highly recommend the Hidden Signs expansion. So hope you enjoyed that, got a chance to see all the new cards, and join me again. We'll take a look at something else soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.